Welcome, everybody, right here. It's overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics. We're taping this show today at 12 noon. We'll tape it again next week at 12 noon, so we do want to remind you about that. Oh, my goodness, we had such a fun time at A.W. Mumford Stadium. Homecoming was absolutely picture perfect. The weather was gorgeous. Of course, the result was gorgeous. The atmosphere was gorgeous. It was great, Coach.
Yeah, no question about it. It's pretty fun to see all the alums come back, and I enjoyed, the student athletes coming back and hanging out with them, and our fans to come out and have a good time. I talk about the future Jaguars who you're seeing running around there. So it was a great occasion. Got a lot of calls about perhaps this may be one of the better ones in a long time.
Yeah.
But my goal is to make sure to market our homecoming to make it one of the best homecomings in collegiate football.
We have some pictures right here we want to show you from homecoming. Of course, Alabama A&M and Southern University. There it is right there, 35-31 final score. Seesaw battle. Alabama, we would score. Alabama A&M would score right after that. And then finally, with 4 minutes left, Alabama A&M kicked a field goal to make it 31-28. They took the lead by 3. But a nice 55-yard drive, 11-play, 55-yard drive down the field as Ladarius Skelton finds Hunter Register in the end zone for the go-ahead touchdown. We went at 35-31, and we're 4-1 in conference play. So some great games in that. And I'll tell you what, with that, some great performances. Ladarius Skelton not only wins the National Player of the Year award, or National Player of the Week award, the Louisiana Sports Writers Association Player of the Week, and the SWAC Player of the Week.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, and you applaud him for bouncing back. Mm-hmm. He's been struggling a little bit, and I'm sure he's been watching a lot of film, and sometimes your confidence can be shaken a little bit, but that young man showed great character and bounced back and had a game of his life when we needed him to.
That's right.
And I think sometimes I think student athletes don't quite understand. He ended up being the man last year, and it's a lot different. People are preparing for you. They get a chance to look at the film, take away your strengths, and make you do things that you're not very good at, and you have to grow as a individual performer as well as understand the game a little bit more mentally. And I just think that maybe it took him a few games to start understanding that.
And you want to talk about, when you look at the definition of a student athlete, you're going to have the picture of Calvin Lunkins.
Oh, no,
he wears number 1 because of the fact he has the highest GPA on the team, okay? He's made the dean's list every single year he has been there. And not only that, now he leads the team in tackles, and he was named the SWAC Defensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, no question about it. That's a young man that you look at, and you look at his resume across the table, and what he does academically is remarkable. And then he step out there on the field and do the same thing. And not only that, off the field, his character, his leadership, and what he epitomized to the student body at Southern University is great. So when you see a young man like that that's not only leading just in the area of athletics, but he's one of the leaders for the university, you welcome it and you applaud that effort because you know that he's going somewhere. He's
working on his master's degree, for God's sakes, right now. That's pretty incredible. I know his parents are proud. I'm proud of him. I'm not even his dad.
I mean, he represents Southern University very well.
All right. Also, we had some great tailgating pictures from homecoming. Let's take a look at some of those. And just so many fans out there. Look at all the tailgating. That's the video we've got right now. I don't know. It's one of the greatest homecoming deals I've ever seen, Coach.
Yeah, and I think we sputtered some a while back, but now we're starting to get that energy back in. And it's all about, to me, being transparent with your fans and with your supporters, and making an environment conducive that the students on campus enjoy as well. And so we added different elements, and I told them one of the biggest things that I want is to make sure that we brand our homecoming. I heard when I partook in taking this job is that A&T had one of the better HBCU homecoming. I said we got to beat that because it belongs right here at Southern. So we're going to continue to add a lot of layers to homecoming. And I'm just thankful and appreciative to the fans of traffic wasn't that bad. You come in, they came in early. We opened the stadium up early. We did some other things as it relates to moving traffic a little different on campus. So I want to thank everybody for their cooperation.
No question about that. They had a nice day. All the kids had fun. at the Kids Zone, the LaCuba Kids Zone, right there on the tennis courts. I think we'll get some pictures of that as well.
Now,
there
I think I had more fun over there. I mean, the kids over there, but look at that. A lot of people don't know that's going on Kids Zone is going on that campus.
I love that little train.
And, oh, yeah, everybody talking. What about the petting zoo?
Yeah, the pet zoo, too.
Yeah. So, these are different things that a lot of people, we kind of changed our dynamic up and adding these layers where you can bring it's more family environment, and so we're going to continue to do these things. And so this Family Day on the Bluff coming up, so you'll see some of the same elements.
No question about that. All right, we've got a game this Saturday against Virginia Lynchburg. That game is set for 4 p.m. at A.W. Mumford Stadium. It's senior night. It is homecoming night. It's also military appreciation night. Yeah. It's family night for you to come on out there. And we've got a family 4-pack of tickets, too.
Family 4-pack of tickets. You have to come to the ticket office or call in 771-3171. And you can get those tickets at a discounted price. I think we got a 4-pack for $60.
That's right.
For families. And obviously, it includes 4 tickets, the limit. That you have to purchase, but we want everybody to come out and make this a family day weekend. We got high school day on the Bluff as well, and so we're looking forward to having a great crowd this last home contest.
No question.
Might not be our last one, but it's the last regular season home contest.
And folks, how that works is, say for instance, it's good and bad. First of all, Alcorn takes on Grambling this weekend. Kind of pulling for Grambling to beat Alcorn State, because if that happens, it puts a loss on their schedule. And that's going to be big for us, because let's say, for instance, Grambling does beat Alcorn State. They have that one loss. That's good for us. Then Jackson State plays them the weekend before we play the Bayou Classic. If Jackson State beats them, Jackson State wins the East. And if Southern wins out, Jackson State would have to come to Southern University if we beat Jackson State next week. I know it kind of gets confusing. Same time is if we beat Jackson State next week and Alcorn beats Grambling, then when we win against Jackson State next Saturday, we won the West.
So I asked Jaguar fans, do you want Grambling to beat Alcorn, or do you want Alcorn to beat Grambling? Yeah. Which one you want?
And not only that, if Alcorn beats Grambling State this week and we beat Jackson State, then Alcorn wins the East, and we're going to Alcorn for the championship game. But hey,
and Grambling's still on our tail now.
That's right.
So who do you want? Who you want to win this weekend? Do you want Grambling, or do you want Alcorn?
That's a conundrum. That's you don't know. Oh my goodness. So many sports coming up. Obviously right now the soccer play Jackson State in a very good match there.
Yeah, our soccer team has really turned it around, and they're doing a great job. And so I think that soccer is in Texas though, right?
That's right. They're going to be in Texas for
they're going to be in Texas against Howard, and Howard is the #1 seed. Mm-hmm. And so let's see what we do. I'm hoping that we can go out there and represent ourselves very well.
That's right. That'll be at 10 a.m. Also, volleyball playing their final games at A.W. Mumford, or actually at Clifford Seymour.
Yeah, Seymour. And so the great environment as well. So this is their last game, senior home contest, and we're looking to pack the place.
Yes.
We have great crowds for volleyball, and we still on a championship run. And so if we can win a couple and somebody can lose a couple, we can possibly have a chance to win a championship in that area as well, and at least finish in the top 3 or 4.
Which will take us to the SWAC tournament. That would be great. Their final final game will be against Arkansas Pine Bluff. Then they'll go to Grambling State to wrap up the season. Men's basketball also starting tonight. We have a game against Loyola of New Orleans, which, by the way, they're preseason ranked to the NAIA for the first time in their history.
Very good NAIA team. Very good NAIA team. They recruit very well, for their level, and it's very tricky. You look at, say, NAIA teams, especially for basketball, their rules are a lot different.
Yeah.
And so if I got a stud that some way played and didn't finish a 4-year institution, they can get that kid in school, and he could be 25, 26 years old, a grown man playing against 19, 20-year-old people. So those games can be pretty tricky. So I'm excited to see what's going to take place as Sean roll out his team for this new year, and I think that people will see a difference in our teams this year as well.
No question about that. And this weekend, of course, we've got The last game, as we mentioned, at home at A.W. Mumford Stadium against Lynchburg, Virginia Lynchburg. We've got also the Kids Zone will be on this Saturday at 1 p.m. We've got a graphic for that right here we want you to look at. Bring the kids out there for the Kids Zone. That's at 1 p.m. It is a lot of fun. We've shown you the pictures on that. You'll have a blast doing that. And again, kids hopefully only, no athletic directors, no parents going down the slide and what have you. Also, too, we have a block party coming out. That starts at 1:30. That is for you, for the adults to come out there and bring the kids out there as well. That's for the big block party at 1:30.
Michael Foster did a great job.
Yeah.
Michael Foster Project did a great job for homecoming. A lot of people asking for them to come back, but obviously as well as high school day. So we're going to have a lot of young entertainment going on over there at the block party.
No question about that. All right, when we come back, Dr. Travian Scott joins us right here in on the set, and we'll talk with that. We're right here from Scoreboard's Restaurant. Come on out, get you a drink. We got some lunch specials and a whole lot more. That's right here on Coursey Boulevard. I'm Chris Powers, along with the man, Athletic Director Roman Banks. This is Overtime Series with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics right here on Pelican Sports TV.
We're a nation of hardworking Americans, and businesses will always be the lifeline of this great country. As a business owner, you understand the importance of your reputation. In times of uncertainty, you need a real lawyer who's serious about protecting you and your business. You need a problem solver. You need the law firm of Clayton and Fouger. Tony Clayton is a proven trial lawyer. He'll defend you and your business to the fullest extent of the law. Protect your investment and call the law firm of Clayton and Fouger today.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score. Because we've got the food covered. With hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never ever frozen chicken fingers. Craveable cane sauce. Crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Official chicken of Southern University.
Our Lady of the Lake is pleased to have so many Southern University graduates as part of our growing healthcare family. They are difference makers, caring for patients, leading teams, and serving our neighbors. A tradition of excellence, a commitment to service, and a love for our community. Our Lady of the Lake and Southern University. Together, a winning team.
All right, welcome back, everybody, right here at Scoreboard's Restaurant, of course, here on Coursey Boulevard. Overtime Series with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics. We have the Deputy Athletic Director right here. How you doing, my man?
I'm well. How are you?
Dr. Travian Scott. Dr. Travian Scott. Never get tired of hearing that, right?
Jesus Christ.
I want to ask you about compliance.
Okay.
When people out there, you know, when they hear compliance, what is compliance all about?
So when they hear compliance, they get intimidated.
Yeah.
Right? But compliance is just rules, just following rules, ethics. As it relates to NCAA, there's a set manual and bylaws of things that we should follow, and it's our job as compliance professionals to make sure we adhere to those and protect the institution and have that institutional control and maintain that institutional control so our student athletes can flourish without worrying about breaking rules or violating bylaws. Yeah.
How many people you have in your department?
So we've got, now we're down to 2 people in compliance. Of course, I'm taught in compliance, so I kind of fill in as that third person, and we have various roles as it relates to day-to-day responsibilities. And so that could be from anything to monitor and practice. Of course, that's one of the big things now, to being able to track the amount of money we spend in terms of scholarships and book allotments and things of that nature. And so it could travel as high up as to deal with NCAA matters, which is more my wheelhouse. And so I think we do a pretty good job of making sure we maintain that institutional control, and our athletic department has been able to take off as a result of it.
And is it a computer system where, that student athlete gets his GPA in the computer, and you have to check that to make sure that the GPA is good, then they can play? They're eligible to play?
There's some automation, but there's also a lot of manual processes that we feel the most comfortable with. Obviously, it's computers are faster, but just that old human element is just something special about it. It gives you that extra sense of being sure. And so while we do use automated processes, we do stick our hands in the mud, so to speak, and ensure that we could actually put eyes to exactly what's going on to make sure our student athletes are eligible and competing and ready to compete at the highest level.
Because the problem, and again, we have mentioned this before, but for people who have not heard about this, it wasn't a problem as far as the grades go. Correct. It was more of a problem that the grades weren't being reported.
Correct.
That something like that wasn't being reported to the NCAA. The records were all wrong. You guys have fixed that immediately, and that's why we're in compliance with the NCAA.
Yeah, and we've been able to develop policies, processes, and also relationships, so inter-campus relationships with those entities of campus that directly affect our student athletes. So enrollment management, of course, includes admissions, financial aid, and the registrar's office. And so those are all key elements that athletics doesn't have any control over. But we have to have those relationships intact to make sure that if we have a student athlete coming in, that we can identify, what classes that they took, what classes that they took where they were, if they transferred in, would actually come in or be articulated on our campus. If it's financial aid, being able to ensure that they have the requisite education to understand what happens if you over-award a student athlete and how to follow that process. And so we've been able to take now, this is about the 4th year in a row now, that we've been able to take those folks over to regional rules so they can get a first-hand look at what we experience as it relates to rules education. And so they've been able to implement it in their areas, and we've been a direct benefactor of it so far.
And it's everything like, for instance, a student athlete has to have a certain amount of hours for fall and spring semester. What is it, still 15?
Well, it's 12 or more.
Oh, 12 or more.
12 is full-time on our campus, so 12 or more student athletes can't compete below that threshold. If you're in graduate school, of course, it has to be 9. But now we're taking the guessing out of it. And so while we understand as athletic administration and athletic practitioners what it takes, now they understand it as well. And so now we have that relationship to where they call us and ask us questions if they're not sure about something. And they're actually catching things as well as we are. And so we've been able to, of course, up the communication as a result of that, and we've not had any problems since.
Wow. And do they have to go to summer school?
Our students?
Yeah.
Well, we
student athletes.
So we try to put a program in place to ensure that as many student athletes as we can support financially go to summer school. We've shifted the model now where in football, obviously football, volleyball, cross country, soccer are more fall sports. And so with that, a lot of their workout time occurs in the summertime, where if you're going to be here in the summer, you may as well take some courses. And so we've been able to shift the model for our football program to now where we're trying to get our student athletes out in 3.5 years. And that occurs, it's starting to occur more often than not with football, with men's basketball, with women's basketball, because they're here working out. And we've been able to take advantage of that. So now, and you'll speak to Ms. Dillon here shortly, we've been able to adjust and adapt that model to make sure our student athletes are getting a quality education in a shorter period of time in that 8 semesters.
And it's worked tremendously because several football players already graduated in the spring. Arvin Huff is another guy that we didn't talk about. We talked about Lunkins at the beginning of the show, but Arvin Huff's been on the Dean's List every single year, number 13. I mean, that guy has also graduated and always working on his master's.
Yeah, and it's another one. 18 is
Benjamin Harris.
Ben Harris. And so, we're going to continue that trend. Right now, I think it's 3 or 4 student athletes. We like to have that 8 to 10. Again, prior to their freshman year, they're in summer school. Every summer after that, they're in summer school. And so that allows them an extra semester or two to get ahead and be able to maximize that free education, so to speak, to be able to acquire a master's degree on their way out as student athletes.
I mean, there's so many things that go in and out of athletics. You won't even know. And I won't name the program and I won't name the player, but there was an actual team that was playing for a national championship, and everybody wanted to know why this quarterback. He was first string. No, he was second string when the season started. Then he came in because the first stringer got hurt. So then he took over. Then the first stringer came back in, and he went back on the bench. And for the national championship game, people couldn't understand why this player wasn't playing. Well, this coach didn't play him because they have a chalkboard in their locker room, and he missed the most classes regularly. And that's something that goes into it. A lot of people get, why is he not playing?
Right.
Well, because there's rules and regulations, not only through the university, but also for that team, and he was missing the most classes.
Right, and that's important. I mean, you know, what you do in the classroom is a direct correlation of what you're going to do on the field. And so we see that, which is why we ensure that our student athletes are attending classes. We always say that there's about a 12-inch long, about 3.5, 4-inch wide window pane in our classes in our buildings on campus. And if we stick our nose on that window pane and we can't see you, you're not in the first 3 rows.
Wow.
You're as good as absent.
Wow.
So that's a culture that our coaches have been able to adapt to. And that's why our programs are successful, quite frankly. And the more and more success we have academically, I believe the more and more success we'll have athletically on the field with our 15 sports as well.
I got a major question to ask you, and I didn't prep you for this question, so I apologize right now. The biggest question I've got to ask you is, could you still hit the three-point shot at the top of the key with the new three-point line now?
It would take some practice. It depends on how many tries I get. So I'm on both sides of the pendulum. So on one side, I'll probably shoot a few air balls. On the other side, I'll probably shoot a few bricks. And so if I get probably 20 opportunities, I may make 1 or 2.
The main thing on the side, if they keep moving that three-point line, I wear 14. That foot's not going to fit right there on that side. You're going to step out of bounds.
Well, you know, players now are bigger, stronger, faster, you know, more agile than ever. So I wouldn't be surprised if they moved it again.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Thank you, my man.
Right,
of course, he played at Southern University basketball. He's point guard. What years?
2001 to 2005.
Yeah, 2000. And I was calling his games.
Long
That's
time
how
ago.
old I feel. Yeah. All right, when we come back, we'll be talking more about student athletes and what have you. That's all coming up right here. It's the Overtime Series with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics right here from Scoreboard's Restaurant. Back in a moment right here on Pelican Sports TV.
Family road trips just got a whole lot easier. The 2018 Nissan Rogue. Now with Nissan Intelligent Mobility, featuring technologies like available ProPilot Assist, which helps keep an eye on the road ahead and helps you stay centered while you're turning this lane into memory lane. Get to Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
CareSouth offers a wide range of comprehensive medical, behavioral health, and dental services. On behalf of the staff and board of directors, we want to thank the Parish of Ascension, East Baton Rouge, and Iberville for allowing us to serve you. Come out to any of our locations where family is serving families.
I can still remember Charlotte's first day of kindergarten like it was yesterday. Now, she's heading off to college.
So how are you feeling?
I'm nervous. I'm also really excited.
You know you're the first McKernan to not go to LSU in decades. Promise me this, you'll wear purple and gold at all the UT football games.
Dad.
Letting go isn't easy, especially for this Louisiana dad, but our children know family is always there for them. Just like when our clients come to us for help, they'll always be part of the Get Gordon family. We want to be your lawyers for life.
Call 888-8888.
Preparing a meal. It's a lot like preparing for a game. It involves hard work, the right plan, and attention to detail. Great food, that's our passion. A taste of Louisiana, handcrafted from scratch. Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Home, away, any game day. At Walk-Ons, we'll help you do game day right.
What's the most important aspect of event hosting? Location. This is something that Bell knew from day one. That's why we're located in downtown Baton Rouge, across from the convention center, close to LSU, and right by the river. So with a friendly staff, award-winning cuisine, and a massive conference center of 10 rooms and 24,000 square feet capable of fitting more than 2,000 guests, what we offer is just as important as where we are.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It's Overtime Series with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics right here on the set at Scoreboards Restaurant. And next week we'll be filming again at noon. Invite you to come on by and get a special lunch order. Oh, it's good to get jambalaya here and all that kind of good stuff. So come on for you Southern fans at 12 noon. That is next Wednesday right here at Scoreboards Restaurant on Coursey Boulevard, right in smack in between Airline and Sherwood Forest Boulevard. You'll find it. I promise you. Look for the scoreboard. We've got Anjanae Dillon right here, and I love that name.
Thank you.
That should be like on a bottle of perfume or something. Anjanae.
Well, thank you.
I like
have
that.
To work on that one.
That is awesome. You have to start. See, okay, now I get some percentage of it, right? So I give you the idea.
I will keep you in mind.
Right, there you go. We got to get going. All right, daily operations. Let's talk about you, Director of Student Athletic Academic Services. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, and tell me, what do you do every day?
So on a day-to-day basis, we're just in the academic center ensuring that the students have everything that they need. If they need to come in and have a conversation about classes, this week we're going through priority registration for next semester to ensure that students are getting the classes that they need for next semester, on track for graduation, on track for the next semester. And if the students need to come in and request a tutor, they can come in and request a tutor. They can come in and have that one-on-one conversation with their academic advisor. So whatever they need, we're there to support them and ensure they get what they need.
Oh, wow. Because see, when I went to school way back in the day with Moses, same thing. I had to go to my dean, and my dean was never a nice guy. It doesn't matter if he just won the lottery yesterday.
Okay.
He is going to be a mean guy when I approach him and want to change a class or need something like that. But that's an opportunity where a student is not intimidated by going to you.
Not at all. And that was the environment we wanted to set, to build that relationship, that one-on-one with our students, to have that relationship so they can come to us and feel comfortable. If there was a teacher or a dean that didn't want to speak to them, they can come to us and we will speak to the dean. We will speak to the teacher.
Right.
To get a flow of communication, a better communication with the students.
So now it's 12 hours for a student to be eligible?
Well, so you have to be in a minimum of 12 hours to participate.
Right.
But we normally put our students in about 15 to 16 hours.
I was about to say, that's when I had to do 15.
We do at least 15 to 16 to give you that room in case something goes wrong with the class. You may travel too much that semester, or you may have an incident where you miss too much and you have to drop that class. We give you that cushion because if you go below 12, it's under full time. You can't participate with your sport. So you have to have at least 16 to 17. And that also ensures graduation. So you're putting yourself, the more hours you take, the closer you are to graduation. So it's kind of twofold. We try to make sure they're on track and give them that cushion to balance themselves out.
And you're talking about that too, because it's like, I know for baseball, and I don't know about volleyball works, most of their games are on the weekend, but sometimes they go for tournaments and what have you, but baseball especially is constantly on the road. Football, no, you're on the road for the weekend. You leave on Friday, but baseball, you're constantly on the road, and basketball, you're on the road. If you're on a road game, you play a Monday night and you come back on an early Tuesday morning.
Right.
Like 2 in the morning or something.
Yes. So we have to make sure we set the schedules to where if they miss that, make sure they're not missing too much class time. That's why we do priority registration. You give them classes more on Tuesday, Thursdays, or build them up on the later in the week, so that they're not missing that much class. And they travel a lot, so you have to make sure you're on top of it, make sure you have that communication with the professors, with the team, to ensure that when they do return, they can make up the assignments. They can go speak to their professors and have that one-on-one with them also.
When I mentioned to the coaches, every coach on every level, on every sport, academic center, their face brights up. That is such a big thing for the students right now.
Yes, yes. We went from a small room to a full building. At first it was myself and Mr. Pinkston when I first started out, and we had like a small space, no bigger than this room, with 300 plus student athletes trying to do study hall, trying to advise trying to do different things. So when we move to the building, it gives them more room to study. You're not all crammed in one room. We have 3 different labs with computers. Now you're able to do as much work as possible. No one to bother you, and they can print as much as they want to.
Wow.
That's the big thing with them. They can print as much as they want to without being charged 10 cents per page, or like they do in the library around campus. So it's been a highlight of the job. It has. It's much better.
And you've talked about how much it's grown. Do we see any more expansion as well?
Hopefully so. Hopefully my boss will expand us a little more. Hopefully so. But right now we're in a good space. We're in a really good space right now. And like I said, the students are enjoying it. They come in and utilize the building as much as possible. They have their one-on-ones with tutors there. So it's been great.
So that helps them with to help them get towards their degree.
Oh yes. So everything academically goes through my building. So anything you need, you come directly to us for. Tutors, dropping the class, adding the class, whatever you need comes through that building. Yes, we do everything for them.
See, because that's what I'm saying. I had to always go to my dean, and they always told me that if you didn't understand your professor, and it seemed like every math professor I had was from another country, and I couldn't understand a word he would say, and they said, you got to switch classes. And again, going to my dean was pretty scary, but they come to you for that. I did not know that. That's something you taught me today.
Oh yes, they come to us. So if they're having trouble in class and they say, well, Ms. Dillon, I'm not understanding. If we're still in that time allotment, I will switch the class for them. Let the teacher know we're switching. Call the teacher that I know. Hey, I'm switching such and such to this class. Can we work with them? They weren't understanding, and this is where they're standing right now. So we have those relationships with a lot of departments on campus.
Does it ever get to the point where the athletes walking into that and they say, okay, yeah, you can come on in, study right here, but you dropped that ball to miss the touchdown?
I tried to keep it on the academic side, but most times I do that to football. Most times I'm doing it with football, like, we cannot play like that.
It's hard, yeah.
And they're like, Ms. Dillon, really?
Right.
Yes. I try to keep it academically, but we can't help it. It's a family environment.
Well, sure. And it's like the movie The Blind Side. Have you seen The Blind Side?
Yes.
Where she's tutoring him, Michael Orr, and she said she brings that Ole Miss stuff in there.
Yes. Now that's what we normally do too, because sometimes they won't relate academics to football, so we have to bring that relationship in and bring it in sometimes, and they're like, oh, I get it now. Okay.
Yeah.
So most times that's how it's going. Just like
Travion Scott and I talked about just a moment ago how the athletes are graduating. We got 3 for sure at football. They've already graduated and they're working on their masters now. Calvin Lunkins, Arvin Huff, and then also Benjamin Harris. I mean, that's just incredible to me. And those guys have been on the dean's list. So that's just, to me, that is what student athletes all about.
Oh yes, we set goals and they have been knocking them out of the park. They are really striving. We have a different environment. We set the tone, we set the bar, and they have just been knocking them out of the water.
See, she's on our level of athletics, knocking out of the park baseball analogy. I like that. See, that's it. I'm going to go study over there, and I don't even study anything right now. So I need to go study my game notes with you before my broadcast, right?
Come on. We'll help you out.
Anjanae, thank you so much. And if I go into a Dillard's or something like that and I see a perfume bottle that says Anjanae and I haven't received a royalty check for it,
I will take care of you.
There you go. I like it. Thank you, Anjanae Dillon. Thank you so much for what you do at Southern University as well.
Thank you.
All right, when we come back, you want to talk about healthcare? We're going to help you get healthy. Coming up right here, a big sponsor to Southern University. We'll do that when we return. It's the Overtime Series with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics right here from Schoolboys Restaurant. Back in a moment. Pelican Sports TV.
The birth of legends are storied in this conference. We must never forget our rich history. We now turn our gaze to the future. The new legends will emerge. New heroes to arise. The Southwestern Athletic Conference. Be our history.
At Roadrunner Towing, we love our God, our children, our nation, and yes, our sports. So let's play ball. Score big when you need a tow, either in East Baton Rouge or West Baton Rouge. Because at Roadrunner Towing, we don't want an arm and a leg. We just want your toes.
Legendary Import Group. Exceptional service and a rare collection. You'll discover the only distinctive photo for the legend in you. We are legendary.
I am legendary.
I'm Team Legendary.
I am legendary.
I am legendary.
Now that's legendary.
Stop by Legendary Import Group today, where our team is honored to serve you. We are legendary.
Legendary Import Group, the only place for legendary care.
The smart Baton Rouge business traveler travels out of Baton Rouge. Why? It's about not having to wake up hours earlier, fight traffic, and stand in long lines. It's also about BTR being closer, more convenient, with non-stops and short hops to anywhere your business takes you. It's smart. So for your business, if it's about being one step ahead and not dead on your feet, then it's about time you flew BTR. Baton Rouge Metro Airport. It's about time.
I can't imagine a day without music. You go downtown, you can find some music. You come uptown, you can find some music. Monday night, they got music. Every night of the week, there's music somewhere. Baton Rouge is a place where it's easy to make friends, it's easy to hear some music, and it's easy to come back. We got the music, we got the food, and we got good people. So with that combination, you can't lose, right?
You ever come to Louisiana?
All right, welcome back, everybody. Right here is the Overtime Series with Athletic Director Robert Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics. And we're right here at Scoreboard's Restaurant. We're, of course, we'll be taping here again also at 12 noon next Wednesday. Come on out and get you a delicious lunch special right here. All you Southern fans, special lunch special for you right here at Scoreboard's Restaurant. Coldest drink in the house, and it's always good with that. Louisiana Healthcare Connections. They've always been a proud partnership of Southern University and sponsorship. I always read their liners on the air, whether it's football, basketball, or baseball. And right now we've got the community's relations principal right here. And it's not Chelsea Graves, it's Chelsea.
It's Chelsea.
I like that.
Thank you.
I never heard of that.
Thank you very much.
And I was saying, you have problems finding that on keychains. You say no because of Chelsea Clinton.
Chelsea Clinton helped a lot.
All right, cool.
We have about a 2-year age difference. So when she came along, I was able to have keychains and things printed with my name on it.
And when you scratch the Clinton out of it? I like that. I like it. You made me laugh on the set. Good. Appreciate it. All right. Louisiana Healthcare Connections partners with Southern University. Tell us how does Southern benefit from partnering with Louisiana Healthcare Connections?
Well, I tell you, I think the benefit is with us. We're able to invest in talent in the future workforce of Louisiana.
Cool.
We're so proud to support Southern Athletics. We've done so since 2012, and we will continue to do. We have a long-lasting relationship with Southern. I am excited because my role allows me to come home to Southern. Southern is my alma mater, and I'm so proud to be able to invest and share the message of Southern, not only on a local front here in Louisiana, but certainly across the country, as our corporation is a national one. So I like to make sure that we share the wonderful works from Southern University.
Cool deal. When did you graduate?
2001, spring 2001.
So you say that so proudly. When somebody asks me when did I graduate, I'm like, acting like I'm clear.
It is a day I will always remember.
Cool for you. Awesome with
you.
it. Well, it's not just partnership with the broadcast too, and that we thank you for that, being a part of this show and on what have you, but it's also being a part of the Southern community for a student to be able to finish and know where they got a place to maybe go work.
Absolutely, and those are the connections that we like to make. As the community relations principal, one of my key functions is to make sure that I identify strategic partners, and Southern has proved to be that for us.
Right.
Not only are our dollars investing into the athletics program, but we're able to build relationships through the various departments across campus. Notable Southern University's nursing program is highly ranked. So many individuals within our workforce, we have about 80% of our team that are nurses. And so many of them are graduates of Southern University, proud graduates of Southern University. So we're able to take that talent and be able to not only fulfill our mission, which at Louisiana Healthcare Connections is to transform health across the state, one person at a time. We're able to do that through the talents and the individuals that are trained and equipped at Southern University.
You know, every time you talk about Southern University, you think of athletics, you think of the law school, but also the nursing program is very successful there.
Yes, it's a strong program. We celebrate nurses throughout the year at our company, certainly through Nurses Week. But because so many of our individuals are, our workforce, I should say, are nurses, we are more plugged into the nursing program than many of the others on campus. However, there's a strong business department there as well as communications. I'm fortunate to work within the marketing and communications team, so I do have a passion for those that are doing works within that mass comm market.
Oh wow, cool deal. Yeah, that's where I went, mass comm. And also too, before we even get any further with that, we talk about nurses and the nursing program being so great at Southern University. Shockingly, there is a national shortage of nurses.
That is surprising.
Nurses, I mean, if you're looking for a degree, and you know, now there's a minor, you can take a major and a minor, so go to do that. That is important. They're looking for nurses all over the place. And you're also making sure, Louisiana Healthcare Connections is making sure that Southern University stays healthy, the students.
We do. We do that in various ways. And one way that we're doing it this particular game that's coming up against Virginia Lynchburg is through our tailgating experience. So I first spoke with the university through this partnership in regards to our advertising sponsorship. How can we build in a health activation to this? What can we do to expand the relationship where not only are we there having a great time as we do every year, but that we're bringing a message around health and awareness. And so through conversation, we were able to identify the right timing for us to do that. So for this particular game, we will be there tailgating, having a wonderful time with our family and friends, but we're also bringing awareness to flu. And so we have a fluvention campaign, and we'll be partnering with Care South, and Care South will be administering those flu vaccinations on Saturday. It's free to the public.
Oh, wow.
Anyone can come out and take part, as well as celebrate and party with Louisiana Healthcare Connections.
Wow.
We will be there in a very vibrant way.
Thank you for that. That is an awesome deal. That's a great idea.
Thank you.
Because, you know, I mean, you know, you feel bulletproof, and I hadn't had the flu since a long time ago, but about 2 years ago, I got it.
Yes.
And it really hits you hard. And I don't know, you know, for you women, y'all are the strongest. Y'all are the rock of every family. I can tell you that right now. For us guys, when we get sick, we're the biggest babies in the world.
Well, I'm glad to hear you acknowledge that.
We want to be nursed right now. But it's like, you know, I mean, that is big. So don't get the flu, get the flu shot. And it's free.
It is free, and we are very focused around preventive care. We like to make sure that we do everything possible to encourage our members as well as the community at large. Population health is very key and very at the forefront of our efforts. So any opportunity that we have that we can use our platform and our resources to share opportunities to prevent or educate individuals around preventive care, we're going to do that.
Cool deal. Is there a website people can go to and stuff like that? Or students, where do they need to go to be able to look for possible work?
They can find us. Now, in regards to Saturday, we will be located in Corporate Plaza. You cannot miss us. You will see orange and white everywhere. So come celebrate with us there. We will have food. We will have entertainment, different contests throughout the day. We're starting at 10 a.m. and we will conclude at 3 p.m. so we can head into the game. But we also want to make sure that the students are aware of this particular opportunity for them. So you will see flyers distributed around campus, and we are working with the different sororities and fraternities on campus as well as other organizations to share the word. So we're making sure that we're getting that out.
Awesome deal.
In regards to workforce development, you can go to LouisianaHealthConnect.com. That is our website, and you can click on careers, filter to Louisiana, and you'll see a host of jobs that we have available right now.
All right, cool deal. And before we let you go, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm thinking about braiding my hair like yours. You think I can do that right here?
It's quite
you
simple.
You have gorgeous hair.
Thank you very much for that, Chris.
How long does it take you to grow that
You would not believe it. It only took 45 minutes.
Oh.
I'll tell you the secret later.
Next week, different look on me. Next week. All right, back in just a moment, we'll have Athletic Director Roman Banks join us back here. It's Overtime Series with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics. Chelsea thank you for joining
Thank
us.
you
Louisiana
very much.
Healthcare Connections.
Yes.
And thank you for all you do at Southern University.
We appreciate it. Thank you. It's our
Back in a
honor.
moment right here, Pelican Sports TV.
Need to see a doctor fast? Lake Express Check-In lets you get in line online. Visit ololrmc.com/express to choose an estimated treatment time at one of our emergency room, urgent care, or physician office locations. A service of Our Lady of the Lake.
Legendary Import Group. Distinguished service and detailed attention. You'll discover the only distinctive auto for the legend in you. Stop by 10660 Coursey Boulevard or phone 225-960-1191.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score. Because we've got the food covered. With hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never, ever frozen chicken fingers.
They do the good.
Craveable cane sauce. Crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Official chicken of Southern University.
We're a nation of hardworking Americans, and businesses will always be the lifeline of this great country. As a business owner, you understand the importance of your reputation. In times of uncertainty, you need a real lawyer who's serious about protecting you and your business. You need a problem solver. You need the law firm of Clayton and Fouger. Tony Clayton is a proven trial lawyer. He'll defend you and your business to the fullest extent of the law. Protect your investment and call the law firm of Clayton and Fouger today.
Our Lady of the Lake is pleased to have so many Southern University graduates as part of our growing healthcare family. They are difference makers, caring for patients, leading teams, and serving our neighbors. A tradition of excellence, a commitment to service, and a love for our community. Our Lady of the Lake and Southern University. Together, a winning team.
What's the most important aspect of event hosting? Location. This is something that Bell knew from day one. That's why we're located in downtown Baton Rouge, across from the convention center, close to LSU, and right by the river. So with a friendly staff, award-winning cuisine, and a massive conference center of 10 rooms and 24,000 square feet capable of fitting more than 2,000 guests, what we offer is just as important as where we are.
All right, welcome back, everybody, right here. It's the Overtime Series with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics. We're right here from Scoreboard's Restaurant. Again, we'll be taping again next week at 12 noon right here. Also, we want to welcome Ms. Sharon Gordon, Baton Rouge Weekly Press. She's taking some pictures here. She's going to have it in her little edition right here coming up. So we look forward to seeing that. Ms. Sharon Gordon, thank you so much. Again, it's Baton Rouge Weekly Press. We've got Big Willie is in the house.
Big Will.
Yeah, Big Will's in the house. Big supporter of Southern University, loves basketball. Coach Sean Woods and helps us out with that. Now, last week we told you the 2020 football schedule. Let's take a look at it again in case you missed that. This is the teams who will be playing football in 2020. Here we go.
Excitement begins on September the 5th, 2020, when Southern University returns to Detroit for the Detroit Classic against the Tigers of Tennessee State University. Then, it's the biggest Pete Richardson Classic of them all on September the 12th, when the Rattlers of Florida A&M make their way to Baton Rouge in A.W. Mumford Stadium and the Pete Richardson Classic. On September 19th, we'll travel to Huntsville, Alabama to take on Alabama A&M. On September 26th, the Tigers of Jackson State come to A.W. Mumford Stadium. On October the 3rd, a bye week as we get ready for the Alabama State game as we return to Montgomery, Alabama on October the 10th. October 17th, we're going back to Dallas for the State Fair Showdown in the Cotton Bowl to take on the Texas Southern Tigers. Southern University will be the home team. Then October 24th, the Alcorn State Braves come to A.W. Mumford Stadium. And then homecoming on October 31st as we take on Morehouse State. November the 7th, we'll begin with Houston trip to Prairie View A&M and to take on the Panthers. November the 14th, Arkansas Pine Bluff makes their way to A.W. Mumford Stadium in Baton Rouge. Then a bye week on November the 21st. And the Bayou Classic on November 28th versus Grambling State in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. That's the 2020 Southern University football schedule. Go Jags!
And that's going to be a fun schedule, no question about that. That is going to be a lot of fun. And Coach, as we're getting our food here, you got the Overtime Series bread pudding
They
here.
brought that first, huh?
And look at that, we got the pasta.
Oh man!
Ooh, we got that.
Is that fettuccine right here?
Oh, that's the chicken fettuccine.
The jambalaya?
Some jambalaya. I never had the jambalaya yet. That's going to be good.
Oh yeah.
The Alabama A&M game possibly could be in Mobile, Alabama again. That deal is in the works, right?
Yeah, that deal is in the works. So as of right now, we'll be going to Huntsville, but like a couple of years ago, it changed, and so I think that A&M is trying to bring that game back to Mobile, which is just like us taking over home turf.
That's right. That's right. Hey, we can do it. No problem with that. All right, time. Speaking of that, let's go for our next 7 right now. Here's the next 7 events going to happen at Southern University Athletics. This week in Jaguar Athletics, football will host Virginia Lynchburg in their last home game of the 2019 season. It'll be on Saturday, November the 9th at 4 p.m. at A.W. Mumford Stadium. The game will serve as Senior Night, Family and Friends Day, and Military Appreciation Day. There will also be a block party on Saturday, November the 9th, starting at 1:30 p.m., located at the northeast side of the stadium. Volleyball will host their last home game of the year, Arkansas Pine Bluff, Thursday, November the 7th at 6 p.m. at the Clifford Seymour Gymnasium. Soccer will head to Houston, Texas for the SWAC tournament to play Howard University on Thursday, November the 7th at 10 a.m. Men's basketball will face Murray State on Saturday, November the 9th at 7 p.m. at Racer Arena. Women's basketball will be at Iowa to play Iowa State Thursday, November the 7th at 6:30 p.m. Women's bowling will travel to Jackson, Mississippi to face Jackson State. The tournament will be held on Friday, November the 8th through Sunday, November the 10th. And that's your next 7 right here from Southern University Athletics. For more information, go to gojagsports.com. That's gojagsports.com. All right, also, we've got General Day. Not only is Military Day, but being a father, a proud father of a Marine, he is coming down this Sunday. He is a Marine stationed in Hawaii, and I'm very excited to have my son come down. We're going to honor the military, and so well they need it, too, because I'm telling you, let me tell you something. They don't understand that my son, he has to pay $700 a month for his food. A lot of people thought that's free.
Oh, really?
He has to pay $700 for the mess hall. That's unbelievable. Well, we got generals that we're going to honor. Speaking of that, General Charles and Russell Honore, and also Brigadier General Jude Patan.
Yeah.
Okay, Patan.
And actually, we also, for first responders and everybody that keep us safe, firefighters and all, we have this kind of tickets for them and their families as well at the ticket office. And so we're going to recognize them in the stands as well. So we're thankful for everybody, what all they do to keep us safe and to keep us protected as well, and the way they respond in a time of crisis. So this is our appreciation to them.
And a family 4-pack of tickets too for $60.
Family Day, $60.
You can't beat that at all. We've got another Ask the Question right now, and we've got Tiana. We've got a very special guest right now.
Yes, Chris, we do. We have the ultimate Jaguar fan.
They might have one of the best tailgates going on campus.
And I missed it for homecoming because I was late getting to the stadium because of traffic. I missed it. I wanted to go so bad.
They there every morning about 6, 7 o'clock. And I mean, they have a variety of spread laid out. So all our athletic department staff that come there early in the morning, they feed them lunch for us.
There you go. All right,
straight
got
to
a
his
question?
place.
All right, Mr. Romy here has a question for AD.
Hey, D, how you doing?
Doing well.
Are you excited about the men and women basketball team coming in this season?
Yeah, I am. And so we're gonna very excited. You know, we have Coach Funches and his crew, you know, be defending champs and did very well. And I'm anxious to see his continued progress as a coach and his team consistency, how they'll stay at the top. And I'm excited about getting a chance to look at Coach Woods and his team out there practicing. I think just talent-wise, from top to bottom, they have improved. And so that's one of those things about, we always talking about the cup, and I'm always talking about individual sports, you know, finishing in the top order of finish. And so I think that we have two teams that's going to be right there in the mix. And so I'm excited to see men's basketball tonight at 6:30.
That's right.
And next Wednesday we taping early so we can get there to see women's basketball at 6:30.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Sean Woods, 14 new players, 4 returning players.
Yeah, and I think you're going to see, you know, different coaches have their own style. And some say, well, Coach, you came right in and you was able to do it. I coach a little different style than Sean. Sean really needs to put his imprint of his type of players, that rangy, long athletes to play into his system. And I think that's what you're going to see. I mean, he's the type of guy, if you understand this, he switched 1 through 4, 1 through 5. Now, that's not nothing I would do, but you need to have long range of guys and athletes to be able to do that. So those you'll see by him recruiting his type of talent, you should see how there'll be a different ball club.
Yeah, no question about that. And speaking of recruiting talent, he got Demery Burns from New Orleans, was named to the USA Today All New Orleans team, All Louisiana team. I mean, this kid's unbelievable.
Yes.
He's a freshman. He's coming in, so that I can't wait to watch him play.
Yeah, I mean, they doing a good job, and you know, I know those guys, his assistant coaches, you know, who I had the pleasure to work with them as well. I know they pedigree, and Coach Funches and his staff pedigree, what they've been able to do. So I'm excited about it, and I think our fans going to be excited. We need to make sure season tickets on sale. I just need to go to the box office and come out and support these teams.
Yeah, no question about that. Look at this. Look how the sun is glistening off of this bread pudding right here, swimming in a river of bread pudding. I'm not going to touch your bread pudding. I know you're picky about that. Overtime series
that's
bread
real
pudding.
rum sauce.
Man, that's unbelievable.
And I don't know if it get in stronger. I don't know if we can go back to work.
Look at that. That's it. And then look at that. Look at that delicious pasta right there with that sauce, that cream sauce on the top. Oh my goodness, jambalaya is delicious. They got that.
What you know, I know you've been on this diet.
I only eat one time a day now, so I'm going with the jambalaya.
You're going with jambalaya?
I've had that before. I haven't had their jambalaya.
Okay. All right.
Hey, folks, come next Wednesday again, 12 noon. We're going to be taping again here from Scoreboards Restaurant. Come get your delicious lunch special like this. Until then, I'm Chris Powers along with Roman Banks saying so long, everybody. Back next week.
Go Jags.